Future news, brothers and sisters. Future news. Suleiman Rahim here. Blessed of the covenant. Break our seven seals. Brothers and sisters, I'm just going to talk about a few things, different subjects. Now, I had a particular thing I want to talk about, but I'm going to bring a couple of subjects home to you today. And the topic is, countdown to Armageddon. But I think I'm not going to really address that too much today because I had a lot of problems today and a lot of technical problems. And so it takes a lot of my time. A day I could spend 2 or 3 hours just overcoming technical problems and preparation, study, graphics. And that's one thing, when you communicate, you have to, remember, when you communicate, you talk to, you're not talking to yourself, you're talking to people. You have to talk in their language. You don't want them to be looking at dictionary, all kinds of stuff. Because otherwise, that's distraction. You want to be able to get the message so in a way they can understand, speaking their language, in their dialect. See? Because otherwise, they're going to lose interest. They may lose interest anyway. But the point is, if you speak in their language dialect, you probably have a better chance of getting their attention. And then, because they got to start, you want them to research afterwards, but you want them to get the point first. They don't get the point, they're not going to do any research. Keep that in mind. Because, when you communicate, and that's been a challenge for me over the years, right? Because I'm seeing this in a totally mathematical way. But I know no one else is seeing that way. So I kind of try to build graphs, I try to, make it simpler and try to make what people understand. Hold on, let me see what's going on here. Let's see. Okay. I'm just checking my back here bounces because I have a. Okay, there you go. A second here. Make sure I got this right here. Okay, yeah, okay. Okay, there you go. You try to put it, it's a challenge, especially for me. But I will succeed. Right? So I'm going to here's a little example here. I'm going to talk about this, right? Everything's mathematics, and precious mathematics. But see, the mathematics of the universe, in excruciating detail, get down to the total essence of it. No human being can do that. It's impossible. That's why we have these superpower, what you might call computers, that write history. Because they can keep up with every atom. Every atom in the universe has moving, interacting, right? Every one. They're just keeping up with the sperm count and each individual and how that's overwhelming. So that's part of it. They have to keep every atom in the universe. And everything is made of atoms, right? And how to interact with everything else. And like I said, it's powerful enough to do like 24,000. That's why I have a 25,000 year cycle, right? Because it's just too much power to do it. And then plus, they have to have the information from the last period to feed into the next one and go forward. Because even if they got hold to that, they couldn't do anything with it, right? Unless they was able to get hold to it and have information as is right now, so they can feed that in. Because you need to know where you are in the universe at this particular time before you can go forward. Otherwise, you got to go back to the beginning and try to. It take 3 years to get back to here, so you wouldn't be able to do anything good. If you understand, I don't know. But I'm gonna give a little example here. See, I'm trying to get you to start thinking mathematically. I know some of you probably brains are heads hurting, right? Okay, say for instance, like pressure. See, pressure is like when you understand pressure, it's like how you would say it? a generalized math, so to speak, right? Because no matter how complex the pressure is, it doesn't matter. It matters what the pressure, in other words, what the pressure per square inch is, right? So the pressure comes out in many forms, but all that matters is how much pressure it is, not what kind of pressure and the type quality of it. If the pressure is 21 pounds per square inch, you don't care about whether it's metal, whether it's chocolate, whether it's water, whatever. It's 21 pounds per square inch, period. That's it. So it can come any form you want to. See? So when you understand it from that point of view, then things happen. Because look, see here. Okay, say you had this one in the center is under pressure. But the one in the center pressure is 21 pounds per square inch. And when outside, its pressure is 12 per square inch, but it's in the form of 5 plus 7, or 2 times 6, or 8. It doesn't matter what form it is. It cannot overcome the one in the center. So all you know is your pressure is greater than that. You don't need to know the detailed mathematics, what form the other one comes in. You don't need to know. Because all you know is once you achieve that, there's nothing that one can outside can do to you. Nothing, zero. I don't care what form. It can change form or, see, because that's what the problem Bell's doing right now. So they're stuck in a situation where they're trying to overcome the situation. They bargaining, they're making voting and elections and meetings and treaties and all that kind of stuff. It's not going to matter because they cannot achieve enough pressure to destroy us. They cannot do it. So that's what I'm saying. Once you understand like that, you don't worry about what they're doing. It's like, when I told you when I was in Guam, I didn't know all the details doing in the background, but I know the point is they could not get enough pressure to overcome me, and they didn't. They came out every kind of way they think, if any way they could have. It wouldn't matter. Because that's just, you don't have to know all the details. Now, some of us know more details than others, but no one, but the Holy Spirit, and that's, Holy Spirit is just mathematics, right? Knows in excruciating detail. You can't, it's impossible for your brain to know that. Now, you can know more in detail, right? And more deep, but to get to the essence, really essence. So therefore, but if you understand it from this point of view, you don't need to know that. That's it. No hair. Why can they say no hair to hair be harmed? Because they know that the pressure that you get from activating the angel and applying the 5 pillars, that the devil has nothing that he can do to overcome that kind of pressure. He's nothing that they can do to do it. So all you got to do is worry about that. Once you achieve that, you don't have to worry about, oh, he's coming with tanks. He come with atomic bombs. He's coming with biological weapons. You don't give a damn because they can't touch you. Because they cannot, no matter what they come up with, remember, it's come out of their mind, and their mind cannot produce more pressure than the mind is. You cannot produce more pressure. Your mind can only produce as much pressure as it is itself that it can handle. And their pressure was over greater than ours for the last 500 years. But now with the engine, once you activate the engine, your pressure becomes greater than theirs. That means there's nothing, their mind can't come up with anything to overcome your mind. Nothing, zero. That means they cannot harm you in any way. But if you lose your discipline and slip down your power, because power, pressure, right? Below this, there's nothing you can do to stop them tearing your ass up. You can, no matter what you do, they're going to put you in jail, beat you and everything. There's nothing you can do to stop it. That's why I said those brothers in prison, if they upload the angel, activate the angel, they walk out there tomorrow. They hold themselves in there. That's why it says one thing Suleiman's going to do, he's going to free the prisoners. It's no story. Let's move on. You understand that, bro? I'm trying to make this stuff as clear as possible. And that is the wisdom, right? The 5 pillars, right? That allows you the math, because that's the discipline you need to turn your energy into power, which is also pressure. And once you do that, all you got to do is get enough pressure, though. Like, I thought I was married to this demon. Oh, that woman, oof. She was the most negative person in the world. She wasn't until we got married. And then the truth comes out. You know how some of your sisters are, right? Boy, you good. I ain't putting you down. I understand where you come from. That's your perspective. You good actresses until you get that ring on your finger and then, oh boy, where'd you come from, right? Right? I ain't saying about all the sisters. I'm saying some of you, but some of your brothers, you got see, how come different angle, right? You know? See, because you Mr. Prince Charming until you get the real thing, all of a sudden you turn into the Hulk. You want to be up on everybody. So we all got those situations, right? What I'm saying is, I'm always negative. And like I said, no one taught me to make slots. I didn't get that from a message. They didn't teach that in Nation Islam. In fact, during prayer, I was something about doing Nation Islam was when they open, like you say, on Sundays when they say the opening prayer and the closing prayer. Because nobody ever talked about prayer. You might not believe that, but it's true. They have no Friday prayers and that kind of stuff. I remember Miss had some little book about how to pray, and I never saw that until I was in about a couple of years, and I think an old time I had it, and I saw it. But nobody ever talked about that kind of stuff. And me studying the Quran, figured out about the South that the aspect of reciting, the power of it. I started doing it. It helped me because I was a very emotional person back during that time. I used to like, oh, I was wild. I would jump out my cars on people and stuff, I was something about somebody's head all the time. I was wild. Right? I never took any crap from anybody, but I'm calm, more just laid back now, but then, I was wild. And I was trying to figure out how I was going to get that under control. And that's what saved me. But I started making lots more. I got getting control of that, my temper. Because I had a temper. Ooh. I wasn't beating up on women, but I had a temper. I ain't dealing with no crap with no dudes. And so, nobody taught me that. See, in fact, I'm self-taught. See, nobody there's nobody telling me what to do. See, I'm following my nature. Nobody told me to take the angel. Nobody told me to go look for Elijah Muhammad. Nobody stood on my show said you gotta do this, do that. You see anybody doing that kind of stuff? Anybody tell me to do anybody checking behind me? See? And that's where you need to be but you need to be activate the angel, right? So you be going in the right direction with it. See? So anyway, let's move on. So, what was I saying? Okay, somebody do that. So I was doing that. That saved me. Because I was so calm. I was controlled. And you got to apply this. That's what I was saying about that demon I was married to, right? And I know about mixed lots then, right? But I didn't think about, I think I was making like half an hour a day or something. I don't know what I was making, right? But the point is that, she had me stressed. She was always upset about everything. You could never please make her happy about anything. I mean, I was making good money and everything, but she's always like she's always, I couldn't make her happy. couldn't make her smile. It was very depressing. But she taught me something. Because I looked at this thing about slots. I said, maybe I need to make more. And I made more and more and more until I got to the point where her stress didn't bother me no more. Her stress didn't bother me anymore. And when she realized she didn't bother me anymore, she had a nervous breakdown. See, because that was her thing. She was trying to break me down, trying to control me. And she thought she did that emotionally by just being upset all the time. And I'm going to keep making her happy and become her slave. You understand? Because the only way she's going to be happy is I had to be under her control, and that wasn't going to happen. See? So when I got to the point where, because I was stressed. I was almost suicidal. I was depressed all the time, never been depressed in my life, but with her, I was never depressed. The only time in my life I was depressed with her. I was depressed all the time. And then I started making more slot. I got to the point where it didn't bother me, all that crap she was doing. It didn't bother me anymore. And when she realized she wasn't bothering me and I was comfortable, I wasn't upset and depressed. I don't know, I guess she pushed up too much and she had a nervous breakdown. And then she walked away, and I said, when she walked away, I said, good, bye. Bye-bye. See, you walked away from me, I didn't walk away from you. I kept my vows, so don't come back. Hold on, brothers sisters. Hold on. So that's something I learned from am I doing here? Okay. That's something I learned. Oh, that's what I'm trying to do. Hold on, balances. That's something I learned, right? So every experience I have to make it a learning experience, boss. It's a learning experience. I mean, it was tough, but learning experience. So now I know whenever I'm in a situation, right? Then if the pressures bother me, I know that I need to upgrade my slots to, and then that's what I do. I haven't had that. I'm good now because I haven't had to upgrade for a long time, right? So, but I mean, well, how should he say this, right? Because if you want to get a natural high, right, you can upgrade to a point where you start getting that. I was had that going for a while, right? But I just couldn't, I couldn't keep putting time in. I mean, I had to get this done. Anyway, that's something. But don't get excited about that now, because moderation, like says Solomon said in the Bible, moderation everything. Because remember, we still energy separation here, and you got to manage your energy. Right, so if you want to be high all the time, well, maybe that's what you want to do, right? But these Negroes, they want to give their son a ball. Why don't you give him a book? Why don't you give him a book? You see, all this going to change in a minute, brothers and sisters. Okay, let's move on. Okay, I want to mention this. See, I've been talking about this for a few days. Then I said I was going to talk about it, right? And then some incident happened today and kind of brought it out. So I guess mathematics say, you should talk about this now. There's 12 tribes of us. See? And right now it's a mixture of Shabbats and Levites, but they're going to become one tribe. Blend in is going to be actually one tribe in the end. There's 12 tribes of us. Now, I haven't identified them all. I identified a couple of them because I haven't had time. I said, so much stuff to do, bro. I haven't done it all. There's so much information out there. There is a whole field of information out there. You got the scripture. I see people say, you don't have to be listening to what I'm saying. You can go in there. Once you get into your key, go in and start unlocking that stuff for yourself. But we have 12 tribes. Now I think I've identified some of them, right? Like I can say pretty clearly that Philly and Newark and Philly and New Jersey, right? They're probably same tribe. I think New York is a tribe all by itself. I think Chicago's a tribe. I live in different places, right? Chicago's a tribe. So I named 3 tribes right there, right? You got like Virginia and the Carolinas is probably a tribe, right? Probably Atlanta's probably a tribe. You got Mississippi, Alabama's probably a tribe. That's probably a tribe too, because the people are similar. See what I'm saying? Then you got California. That's probably a tribe too. And people, and you see the people moving around the country nowadays. Black folks like because they're moving, they're sifting themselves to tribes. They don't realize it because they moving towards people's more like them. Because we got 12 tribes, and each tribe is different, and they serve a different function. Once we get home, now I'm saying maybe one tribe would be primarily engineers or something. Maybe another tribe would probably be agricultural. I'm not saying, I'm just saying, right? Because let's say we one body, right? But that body still has external things we have to take care of, building, farming, all that kind of stuff, right? See? And all these tribes are different, right? And so, because I live in Chicago, and Chicago is they're totally different from anything in New York and Philly. They're whole different. They're traveling by themselves. In particular, I live in Chicago that much. It's pretty cold out there. To those people, yes, but they have their abilities. In California, I wouldn't live out there either because I thought they was crazy. They're not crazy. It's just they're different. They're different from us. From our point of view, right? That's what I think was, man, Elijah Muhammad had a problem with them because they wrote their own lessons. And it was circulating until Elijah Muhammad got a hold to him. And I think it's in theology time when he exposed it. He didn't expose. What he did was he had somebody bring the lessons. He got up and he talked about the lesson in front of everybody. He looked at them, and he didn't say it was right or wrong. He just looked at it first, and then he said, "Oh no," he pointed things out. Now I'm not sure if he mixed all of it or not. I know a lot of these things. He didn't say BS, but that's what he meant. Well, I didn't say what he meant, but you understand? So, because they like that out there, right? That's the good thing when it's in perspective. Right now, we don't appreciate it because, right? We more that we more like well, I don't know which the tribe there's supposed to be what tribe is see like when this season comes, some tribes stay out more than others at particular point when different seasons change. Some tribes stay out more than others, right? Because that tribe they need that's more than just like during springtime the tribe that's doing the farming and stuff. That's the one that everybody's right supporting that because they got to do the planning, got to make sure, that kind of stuff. I'm just giving you an analogy. I'm not saying because we're not going to be doing any farming, planning. We get home, we got servants to do that kind of stuff. We'll supervise it, right? No more manual labor for us, right? But I said, so we got 12 tribes there. Identify more, and like those ones I gave you, I'm pretty sure, no, because I haven't taken the time to really, it's not necessary at this point. But there are 12 tribes, right? And we should be fighting with each other, right? Just like the male and female should be fighting, just try to understand each other, understand perspectives, because all they have different perspectives on the way things are, right? They all have different perspectives, and sometimes some perspectives. Right? Like I said, if you're in a battle, and some people say, well, the man perspective is more important, right? And some say, well, when it comes to beauty and emotional stuff, the women's perspective is more important. And that's some still might agree with that, but in war, I'm not so sure the man's perspective on the more because I tell you, if I was just in a regular battle with some people, that's fine. But in battle with devils, we fight to death. To the end of it. I think I want some sisters and generals because they ain't talking about, hey man, give up. Okay, thank you. We can get rid of you. We don't have to go looking for you. You don't know these sisters. I know them, right? And maybe I don't know them that well. Well, I don't know them as well as actually. I don't. I mean, how can I really know them? They're female, right? I know from a male perspective. Right? I would rather be in a battle with a male than a female. See? Because she's more cunning and he's smarter. See, he gonna get up there, he gonna throw that out. Now some sisters in New Jersey, they'll throw that out with you too, right? He gonna get throw that out, right? So you see what's going on, right? And you getting down with her, and you show up. Next thing you know, you show up, man, where's she at? And next thing, man, you coughing the blood. Oh, what happened? I should have turned your ass up, you didn't even know it. Oh boy, these sisters are beautiful. I love them. Oh, I ain't tell you she's going to poison them. Yes, that's war, ain't it? So, but you gonna get up there and be throwing down ballot and you be pointing the dumb ass. Oh boy, I tell you, brother, when you starting to say sisters, you see, right now you love them for the physical side. When you get home and you start get your mind back and everything, then you gonna start loving from here, the mental side, cause these sisters, man, they see things that you don't see. You so straightforward, man. You just like 2 + 2 = 4. And they'll tell you, man, 9 - 5 = 4. Look at 9, 5 is mine, 4, you all that. And 1 + 3 and minus. You say, what you all that? See, that's the beauty. Beauty is complex. Strength is incomplex. Strength is simple. Just knock it down. See, beauty, see, like pick up sticks, you pull the right stick and everything falls apart. See, strength is, knock them down. But beauty is shooting. In a lot of ways, they're more stronger than we are mentally, because we don't think things all the way through it. And you think they said they're playing with little baby and everything. They thinking on your ass. The point is that, you know, I used to tell my son and everything, I said, you know something? You out there playing basketball and that kind of stuff, right? And they say, you know, you married. You know how you got married? Because she was thinking, she was figuring you out while you was trying to figure that ball out. And so now she got your ass. You know, you got you. See? Don't underestimate these sisters now. You know, as you do at your own peril. Because while you thinking about other stuff, she's thinking about you. She got on you, she's studying you. See? And I tell you, my wife knew more about me than I know about myself. Like she got me, boy. But I tell you, I love her. Okay. Now here it says right here. Now this is an example I was trying to give you. I'm just putting some points here about sisters. Right? Trying to clean up some stuff, some loose ends. Now remember I said, see how they guys on the water? See, because we're under their control. See, so you guys held us down. So they had the demons and all together, all mixed together. Right? So Master Muhammad's getting ready to break that up, right? Because 34 million, but 17 million of demons and 17 million of saints. But they guys all pushed down the water together. They're holding us down. See? So they got like they wanted. We under their influence, right? And then what happens? Then Master Muhammad kicks him out. See? And then what happens is, because that's your natural state is down the water, it's like a bloom, right? So what happens? Boom. Now you come up. But see, when you're all together, you're like, but now you come up, you're different. You see? So that separation will take place automatically. Because like if you got two blooms on the water, and one got more than another, way down and they get together, but when you one's gonna come up higher and they're gonna separate. Because they're different pressures. Both of them are greater pressure in the water, but they different pressure from each other. You understand? So now they're up, but they're separate. I'm trying to get a math what's about to happen here, Bones. Because it says once they bring down, see, because they guys all pushed in together. So once that force that's keeping us under down, then also we rise up, but we rise up different because we are different. See here? Let me expand this, okay? Yeah. You rise up like that on the right. Demons rise up like this here. You said, wait a minute, why demons right there? Because I want you to understand this, brothers. I know you probably most of me, I don't know if you do or not. We're under the pressure of the devils, under their mind. Right? Their mind, the sealed Bible mind, the mind, but their nature, right, is intertwined with that, right? Okay. But remember, the demons got the same nature they got. So when we over here, like on the left here, then that was that demon nature imposed upon us. So that's why it was like that. So once we come out of that, the demon's gonna be still like that. Because that's their nature to begin with. They're still gonna be like that. Or their pants hanging down, their ass hanging out, it's still gonna be like that. Just like because that's what the devils are. You see the devils, right? That's what the devils are. I was out there, so that was walking around with their pants hanging down, and all the women, man, it was off the page. But it's still gonna be pretty much like that. There'll be a little differences, right? Because they got a little rust in them, but they're pretty much still like that. They might have the pants hanging down, but some of them will. Right? See? But the point is, like I said, they're still gonna be acting pretty much like that because that was them. But we was acting like that because our actions was different because we was opposed by a counter force, a counter nature. And that kind of nature was causing us to force. That kind of nature could worse. The worst it could do is make us force us to be exactly like them. How can a force be greater than itself? So the force that. So when we look at our reaction, we can tell what the action was. Except you see the wind's blowing that way, or the wind's coming from release blowing a certain way. That's where the wind's blowing. So acting like that means that's the nature of the force that was applied to us. Right? So we walk around naked with pants hanging down and all this kind of stuff, right? And rearranging our ear and all that kind of stuff. That's the nature of the force that was applied to us. So that removed, then we spring back to how we were, right? But that force is not going to change the way it was, because that's the nature of it. So the demons have the same nature. So they must still be, right? Because when you see how people, right, they, like some of them doing that because they're doing so other people doing it, or they don't, or like everybody ain't doing that now. See, because their nature's strong enough to avoid it. You understand? You see what I'm saying, brothers and sisters? Hope you understand. Because I never was doing any of that kind of stuff. See, I wouldn't even want a woman that was doing that kind of stuff. You see? But I understand the nature of it. So, once that force, then you're going to spring back to who you are. To you were. Because how you are is how they got you. See? But the demons, if the nature, if the force that's applied to us is forcing us to act like that, then the force must be like that. See? So if that's the case, then demons are going to, right? Is also going to continue acting like they're acting. Now, I'm not disregarding the fact that there's when you have two forces, there's a resultant force, right? So in other words, the force they apply is not exactly like that because we got a counter force on them, but our counter force is very weak. Because that's why I was going to Holocaust, because our counter force is very weak. So in other words, the force applied to us is almost 100% theirs. Yes, in other words, if you have a counter force, right, the result is going to be, in other words, if you're going 100 miles, if you're going 100 miles an hour north, and you got a 100 mile an hour wind coming from the east, then you're going to be going westward, right, in westward direction at about maybe 50 miles an hour, right, because that's basic, right. However, but if you're going 1 mile an hour and you got 100 mile an hour wind, right, you're going to be going all the way west, maybe not 100 miles, maybe 99, because you get one that was going that direction, only 99. So you may be going in the west direction at 99. I hope you understand. It's not exactly like that, but I'm just getting a feel for it. So just a little bit. So the point is that our force was very little compared to their force. So 90% of what we was doing was them. Almost all of them, all of it was who they really are. Now, we was having an effect on them, but very little, because we had little force. Because we had little energy, and we might have a lot of discipline, we had little energy, so discipline times energy is force, is power, and we had very little energy, so we might have a lot of discipline, but it didn't matter. You understand what I'm saying? So almost all of it. So that's what they really are. And so the demon's going to keep doing that. That's why it says, what happened? The original people, right, that's in tribulation, they're going to be fighting their way towards the West Coast. The demons going to be fighting to try to hold on to America. They try to remake America, try to get control of America. Two different ideologies. Hope you understand, brothers. Let's move on. I'll cover a few things here. Okay. This is the effect of us being around the devils. See? So that shows who they are, because they would have us acting like this. You know what I'm saying? If you see a car and you're traveling north, all of a sudden you start traveling west, then you could tell how fast you're traveling west, how westerly you're traveling, what kind of how powerful that wind is, and what direction it's blowing. Okay? So that tells you right here. This is who the devils really are. This is who they really are. See? That's the force they're applying us, and it's almost all of them. So that's who they really are. And the guys blowing in that direction. But as soon as they stop, right, what happens? Then we go back to who we were. It's like that balloon. We'll stop holding down. Understand, brothers and sisters. Okay, I'm gonna bypass this. I'm gonna go to a couple of things here, brothers and sisters, and then we'll close out. I'll prepare tomorrow if I can. So I got here from trying to message me or something. I don't know why I keep getting this TikTok stuff. Oh. Is there anything else here? Let's close that down. Okay. All right, nobody's okay. And quickly, brothers and sisters, the scripture you get is the lens with what perspective that you should have for that season that you're going for that particular season. See, so you be successful. So the Torah, basically, that's so-called Old Testament, right? That was the lens that if you would have feed the world through that lens, right, you'd be successful. And that went on for what, a couple thousand years, whatever, and then. Right? The Quran. Right? Well, actually, that's when I say Torah, well, that you got to also talk about the Catholic Church and all that stuff. I'm just getting general idea about this because we do have, because it's a sealed Bible, but it's two sides of it, so I'm just going to do one side of it, okay? And that's what 15 years ago, you had the Quran perspective. You looked at that, you were successful. Because that's where you view the world. That's the Bible. That's where it gave it to you. And that's where you're supposed to view the world from the Quran perspective during that time. Right? And then that went on for 1,500 years, then 500 years rather. For 1,000 years rather, chapter 20. And then come 500 years ago, Gog and Magog. And that's sealed Bible. And that's the perspective as the world. If you speak from that world, from that perspective, then you were successful, and they were. Came two world empires, Gog and Magog, two world empires, the only two Caucasian world powers you ever heard of before. Rome was the world empire, and the other one was France. Only two was Gog and Magog, America and Britain. And now, this is if you look at the world from this perspective, you'll be successful in the next few years. But if you look from the Quranic perspective, you want to be Quranic perspective, Quranic lens. That's why they're failing over there. They're failing. You understand? They're failing. And so, let me say something about that. See, Sunnis, they're neither Muslim nor Islamic. Because, see, they don't understand the Quran. Remember, that's old perspective anyway. They still didn't understand even 15 years ago. Because they're the jinn. They don't understand that Adam represents Gog and Magog. Make men shed blood. And they refuse to submit to that. Because they don't produce anything mathematical. Islam is mathematics, Islam. There's no mathematics in their religion over there. It's all superstition and everything else. Mystery gods, mystery angels. So they're not Islamic.
and not Muslim, because they defied the will of Allah. What's the will of Allah? The will of Allah says, submit to Adam. They said no. They're the jinn. See, they can't come like that understand this Quran because they had to recognize something. They're the jinn. And Prophet Muhammad said it so. That what, 9/10 or 8/10 of whatever his ummah, that means it's doing all of them, they're all going hellbound. He said this up. It's in there. Hadith, I ain't got to make it up. Look it up. Because he said if they wouldn't know him, he wouldn't know them. Because they need Islamic, no Muslim. Now the devils, God and Magog, they're Islamic. Oh, he said they're Islamic, they're not Muslim. They're not in submission to the will of Allah. See? Because they wouldn't do what they did to us. Because they was told, as long as they, right, was obeying, they would have been considered Muslim. They were considered Muslim. Right? When he said, I will make new rule on earth, if they're following the guidance he gave them, because isn't that what Muslim means? Someone that obeys the will of Allah? And if they'd obeyed the will of Allah, you had to call Muslim. You had to call Adam Muslim. Adam was making mifshed, but you had to call Adam Muslim if he was obedient to Allah. That's what Muslim means. So get out of my face your bullshit. See, I'm bringing down what it is. See, you got all this mystery God shit and everything else. That's y'all. And that's what you is shit. Because your own definition, you say, Muslim means total submission to the will of Allah. And if Adam was in total submission to the will of Allah, he said he was going to follow Allah's guidance, as it says in here, then he's Muslim. And what this whole society got right now, what? It's Islamic, ain't it? It's mathematics, ain't it? He got no prayer rugs, he ain't got no beads. He got cars and planes and computers and trains. That's mathematics, Islam. See? So long as they was obedient until they stopped messing with us, they had to call them Muslim. And they are Islamic. But it's not Muslim now, but they are Islamic. And that's more than a jinn, because you're neither Muslim nor Islamic. So get stuff straight in your mind. God can make us, that's why they're powerful. You said nothing happens without the will of Allah. So why did Allah make them powerful then? If they're powerful, it has to be Allah's will to make them powerful. That means he wanted them to be powerful. That means because they was obeying his will. Until they start messing with us. And that's what they meant. That's what they're going to pay for. That's the consequence of that. He said, do not mess with that tree. You should be unjust. In other words, they weren't unjust until they messed with the tree. You want to break it down more for you? He said, touch not a tree. You should be unjust. That means they weren't unjust until they started messing with us. So they was Muslim until they started messing with us. Okay? And Sunnis have never been Muslim or Islamic. See? In fact, they are enemies. They have brothers that are enemies. And they oppose the will of Allah right now. And what is the will of Allah? What is the will of Allah? The messenger come is the will of Allah. He is the will of Allah, personified in the person. He's the one that puts the kingdom together and then gives to Master Muhammad. Master Muhammad doesn't do it. He's an ancient of days. Why call ancient of days? Because forever. Why do you think they use the word ancient of days? Ain't that the same thing they call Melchizedek? You want it straight, you got it straight. The Son of Man is the will of Allah. Is. Not like, is. Now, if you want to mess around him, then you be doing the will of Allah. And if you're going to destroy him, yeah, so go for it. Because he is the will of Allah right now. It says no one in heavens or earth or on the earth could break those seals with him, and everything he's doing would be a result in breaking those seals. So he's got to be the will of Allah. It says no one in the heavens or earth or on the earth. So if there's some mystery God, you say he got me in one of those places, don't he? Let's move on, brothers and sisters. You want it straight, you're getting it. And see, energy management. Now I asked you to do this. I didn't want to do it. But he hasn't done it. This information will be to you. Because no, you're not getting this information from any place else, not even close. So it's the sacrifice I made that allows you to sit back and get this information that you ain't doing anything with. Think about that one. So let's talk about a couple things and close out brown scissors. Then shall I'm going to read a couple of things here, right? These live you under tribulation, and you shall kill you, and you shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. See? And then shall many stumble and shall deliver one another and shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall arise and Farrakhan, one man and one cause another, and they shall lead many astray. Oh, many astray. And because iniquity shall be multiplied, love of many shall wax cold. So we just give up. But he that endures to the end, saints shall be saved. You got to make the only way you're going to survive the end is you got to those pillars. That's why I said it says those endure to the end. That means you have to be able to deal with all that, and you will not be able to do it. You're not be able to endure it if you don't have the proper shield, right? Then in this gospel of king shall be preached all in the whole world for testimony to all nations. In other words, this will be in a few more days, right? When false Israel, when Legion of Farrakhan is taken down, that's going to get worldwide attention, and then everybody's here about the angel, because we are at the end now. It's in days. And before all these things, they will lay hands on you, persecute, turn you over to your synagogues and prisons, bring you before the kings and governors on account of my name. Remember, they're doing all kinds of stuff right now to persecute people that call anti-Semitism. They're going crazy, and we know why they're doing it. Because people say, why are they doing this stuff? If you study it, you should know why they're doing it, because they have to do it. Because they can't allow us to come to knowledge of who we are, that we might come together and go war with them and flee the land. Remember hearing that somewhere? It will lead, and it will lend an opportunity for your testimony. So make up your minds not to prepare beforehand to defend yourselves. Well, I give up guns and all that kind of stuff, right? For I will provide you with eloquence and wisdom which none of your adversaries will be able to oppose or refute. He said guns and sharpshooting and missiles. He said, I will provide you with eloquence and wisdom which none of your adversaries will be able to oppose my war, oppose or refute. Remember I said pressure, your mind pressure be great. There's nothing they can do with it. Yeah, they can come all kinds of permutations. How much is 12? But if you 12, nothing they can do. That's what it's telling you. Because your mind pressure, because you actually injured your mind pressure was great. There's nothing they can do. That's what it's telling you right here. Right? But you will be betrayed even by parents, brothers and sisters, as well as their friends. They will put some of you to death. And you will be hated by all people because my name. And not a hair on your head will perish. Right? But by your endurance, you will gain your lives. By the wisdom and knowledge you've given, and you applied it, there's nothing they can do to you. That's what I'm telling you. There's another way of saying it. Nothing they can do. Nothing. Because your pressure is greater than theirs. And high pressure, lower pressure cannot defeat high pressure. And they come to mind pressure. And there besides the sun, the moon, the stars, and the earth, the stress of nations. Remember the earth? To my European countries, to my speaker, America and Britain, with perplexity and sea and waves roaring. Where's the seas and the waves? China, India, they're roaring, man. Those waves, man. You know what I'm saying? They're roaring because now they about to go to war. And you see right now they're getting more aggravated. India hasn't got over China yet, but they're getting closer. And with Brexit and everything else, but right? It's not Brexit. What's it called? Is that? What do they call it? BRICS. I guess they call it, right? See, whatever. The economic thing they got. Men's hearts failing them for fear of the expectation of those things which come upon the earth. America and Britain, dang, my God, for the powers of heaven will be shaken. That's Middle East. Anytime out someplace beyond the sun, moon, stars, how would people know what's going on there? And then they will see the sun and moon come in a cloud with power and great glory. Now it sees them begin to lift up your heads because your redemption draws nigh. Your redemption, what means you return, restored, redemption. Right now it's time going home. right? But me after tribulation of those days, such be dark, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and powers of heaven be shaken. Then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man. And remember, the powers of heaven shall be shaken. That's right now. That's what we're waiting for. We ran to make us move. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. Then shall try the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. He shall send forth his angel with great sound of a trumpet. They shall gather together his elect from the four corners, from the ends of the heaven to one end of heaven to the other. Okay. A couple more things I want to go deep, brothers and sisters. But when you see Jerusalem surrounded by army, they tell you where the place is going to be at. Then recognize, see, this is, I'm going to talk this a little bit about this because it's very complicated. Then recognize your desolation is near. That means when you see a situation right here, when American business kicked out, that's when she's around my armies. That means she ain't destroyed yet at that point. American business kicked out, and they here. At this point, I'm not going to say attacking, they're pregnant. See, because under them, that's what I mean, they're pregnant. They're not talking about when they're pregnant. They're pregnant. Now, look carefully, because it's very complicated, brothers and sisters. It's very complicated. I mean, it takes me, I look at it and say, man, this is very, very tight. Right? So, you see Jerusalem armies, and that's what it means. It's surrounded by armies, because now it's surrounded by Syria, Iran, and Gog and Magog. And round the fire, that's what false Israel is, right? Then shall those who are in Judea flee to the mountains, and those who are inside the city must leave, and those who are in the country must enter the city, because they are the days of punishment, so all things which have been written will be fulfilled. Woe to those women who are pregnant. That's my Gog and Magog. They're pregnant. Right? See? Woe to those women who are pregnant, and those who are nursing babies in those days, for there will be great distress upon them. Now let's say woman. Remember, the female part of God Magog is America. Okay? Yeah, pay attention to that. See? Or those women who are pregnant. See what I'm saying? So it's specific to America here. For there will be great stress upon the land and wrath to these people. America, wrath. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, be kept captive in all the nations, and Jerusalem be trampled underfoot by Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles are fulfilled. Right? See? And we kept, I told you, made perpetual slaves because all their seed is a result of energy, they stolen energy. So their seed is energy, and their seed bonds don't belong to them. I'm not going to that right here, brothers and sisters. I'll talk about it, maybe remember. When therefore you see the abomination of desolation spoken unto the prophet standing in a holy place, there you go again, stand in a holy place, then let them down Judea flee to the mountains, let him in the housetop not go down and take things that are out of the house, and let him that is in the field not return back to take his cloak. And woe to them that are with child, and them that give suck in those days. Right? Now in this case, he's talking about, right, both Gog and Magog, right? And pray their flight not be in the winter nor on the Sabbath. Now I already told you, right? This winter Sabbath represents the September 7th month, and the winter is the beginning of December, beginning of winter, which is 21st December, right? For there shall be great tribulation, such as not been. That's when tribulation shall occur during that time. Tribulation is at your door, brothers and sisters. But then shall be great tribulation, has not been beginning of the world until now, ever shall be. So that tribulation is only days away, brothers and sisters. That's where it starts. Nor shall it be, and except those be shortened, no flesh shall be saved. And that's because man's hunger will move before the devils, because right now the plot is to get rid of us, and he's going to move just before they do it. But for the next lake, those days shall be shortened. Then if any man shall say to you, lo, here is the Christ, or here believe not, for there shall arise false Christ, false prophet, and shall show great many signs, so that, and to lead astray if possible, even the elect. That means they can't deceive the elect. Let's move on. Okay, let me see. Okay, here you go. Your brother who hates you, who excludes you on account of my name, has said, let the Lord be glorified so we may see your joy. Who are you talking about here? Are you talking about Esau? I mean, you talking about Esau or you talking about Ishmael? Maybe both. Both are brothers. One half brother, one's twin brother. Esau looks like us. I mean, yeah, Ishmael, turn away, right? He's a half brother because his mother is Indian, right? And those Arabs, they're half brother. But they would put to shame a sound of an uproar from the city, a voice from the temple, right? Temple, a voice of the Lord who is dealing retribution to his enemies, kicking their ass, judgment. Before she was in labor, she delivered. For pain came, she gave birth to a boy. Who heard such a thing? Who has seen such a thing? Now, think about this. Who has seen such a thing? Eyes, right? Heard, ears. Keep that in mind, right? Can a lamb be born in one day? Can an age be given birth all at once? As soon as Zion was labored, she also delivered her sons. Shall I bring to point of birth, but not give delivery? Said Lord, who gives delivery, shut the womb, say God. Remember, it says, born like that, before she was in labor. Okay, let's go back here. See if we can make sense of this. Wrong direction. Oh man, did I go back that far? There you go. Now see here, well, let me back up a bit. Here's Satan, that's Jerusalem's rabbi armies. Okay. See here? Oh, maybe I'll do it better. Okay. She's pregnant. Before she goes into labor, she gives birth. Right? So what are they telling you here? Because there's a pause that will take place. They get kicked out, they're here. Now, remember, in Genesis, they was going to attack us and then the war. They was going to attack us, then the war. Keep it in mind. Remember, the war that we're talking about is the war that's about to happen. See the timing here? Let's talk. It took me a while. I said, what's this saying here? This war that Master from Hunt's going to be involved in, it's going to knock them out. Right? The way in Genesis says, they attacked us first, and then the war. Mess of the days will be short, and no soul be left alive. They're going to attack us first, and then the war. Attack first, then he's going to pull up a sackcloth, cover themselves up, right? But the way it happens is that the war takes place first. See? Before they was... Remember, now look at time frame we're in right now. That means they're planning our destruction right now. Right now. Right now. And based on what they're saying, it can happen any day now. They're going to pull a plug. Because it says it'll come as a snare. A snare means you don't see it coming. All of a sudden, bam, you're caught in the snare. But if you read this carefully, that's what it's saying right now. They're about to pull the plug. But Master Muhammad is going to war first. And it goes war first. Right? That means now they're knocked out in the Middle East. And they're pregnant. Right? But they haven't attacked us yet. Because remember, they're attacking also before the war. They haven't attacked, but they're coming after us. Okay? Because they're pregnant. But she hadn't went through labor. So I heard something at the door. Just give me a minute here. Brothers and sisters, back. Come on here. I'm trying to explain the best I can because it's very difficult, brothers and sisters. Those of you familiar with the angel, pay close attention because you go back to Genesis, they will attack us just before the war. But we know this the war is supposed to take place. That means just before it. Just before. And we know everybody's anticipating this it. Iran's going to make us move. So that means they're telling you their plan is right. Their plan's in motion right now. Now, is it kinetic? Is it biological? Right? What is it? But the point, they have a plan. That's their plan. But, right? Sure. He just before he do it, he makes his move. So the war comes first. War comes first. And the war comes first. A bunch of things happen. When the war comes first, they get kicked out. When they get kicked out, right? False Israel's under siege. The force that was holding us down is now alleviated. Right? So that means immediate resurrection. That's born in a day. It's born in a day. See, because it says she gave birth before she even went in labor. So in other words, right now, when they get kicked out, they've been pregnant, but they don't attack yet. They're pregnant. They ain't attacking yet. See? Because they got caught by surprise. Before they was able to pull that. Because remember, they need to get rid of us first before they get rid of false Israel. I'll explain that to you. Because if they do that first, then we might come together. And that's what we're trying to avoid. So I'm trying to be as clear, as clear as I can with this, brothers and sisters, because it's very tight. Because that's where we are right now. That's where we are right now. On the war. So their plan right now, the intelligence plan right now is to get rid of us. It tells you Obama's behind it. All that there was wild is nothing. Where you buying your crack from? Okay, whatever. But anybody been paying attention, I've been telling this for years. And I've told this day for years in detail. And so now we're here. So we know he's behind it. And we know he's kind of pissed off because all of a sudden he's mad because They didn't vote for Harry. Oh, I'm not going into that kind of detail. But it says he would be behind it. He would be encouraging it. I said, what the hell is going on here? Because the reason why it's so confusing you, because you have to do NFL and that kind of stuff, and you know this whole world is against you. The whole world is against you. And Esau and Ishmael, the two major enemies that tells you, I just read a minute ago, your brother hates you. The Syrians, and they hate you. See, anyway, this is really a point. It's a critical point right here, that war. And so right now, their plan right now is to give us quick. So that war is a critical thing. So Master Muhammad has to make that war happen before they was able to pull the cord, the snare. See? Because I don't know if you noticed, we've been talking about the government said it made the plans, the military made the plans to take it on, use the military on American. Why all of a sudden that came up? Use military American citizens in America. That's against the law. But they gave powers to do it. And Trump just mentioned when he comes to power, he can want to do that. He want to use the military on civilians, Americans in America. I'm saying it. So why is all of a sudden this kind of talk? We're going to use the military on American citizens. They're going to use the military on. They can't use the police force. They got to use the military. That means they come up millions of people after. Okay, well, I know you sleep, but you don't wake up in a minute. So remember, that was a critical point. So right now, that's what they're planning right now. See? But it says that will take place just before. That's going to throw us in confusion. So they're going to be kicked out of the Middle East. Forces are going down, right? But remember, that's still point. It's under siege. But the evangelical said that means Jesus is going to come out right now because they're under siege. They're going to pretend that's not going to happen. But there's still that little pause. I keep telling you about the little pause, right? So she's pregnant. But hasn't gave labor yet because that means now attack. You understand? And then what happens? See? Then it says, gave birth in a day. Instantly. It's like that. Before she labor. So whoever heard such a thing? See? But there's another point here. There's something else happens just before she gives birth. The four winds blow. That gets back to Obama again. Because they attack. Let's back up again now. The plan was, he was behind it, to attack us before the war. And then after that, then the war, and he was going to let false Israel go down. And that was solve their problem. We was going, they was going. That was the plan. And Obama was encouraging that plan, right? Because take us. Remember, Esau wanted to take us out. Esau wanted to take his brother Jacob out. So he was telling him to go ahead and do it. He was telling America, Eve, he didn't go to Adam, he went to Eve and said, take him out. That's what it's saying right there. Those you saw Israel, you know what I'm talking about. Those you don't, you will in a minute. Right? So that's what happens. So instead, that's how it makes its move. Those days were cut short, and no soul be left alive. He was planning on getting rid of all of us. There's no soul be left alive. They ain't talking about the whole world. Us. They're going to get rid of us. But he shortened those days. He made his move first. Just before. Because we was at, like Christ, we was at the precipice of a cliff, about to fall off into it. He makes move first. So he has the world go first. We go forward first, they get thrown out. Right? And then false Israel on the sea. So then they got that pause moment. Right? But Mom says, hell with that. He knows he got a short time, if that's what it says. It says, when they got defeated, right? It says, Woe to those, because he's full of wrath, and his time is short. When his time is short, he still got to make his move with his African brothers over here. But his time is short here in America, do his thing. It's time. So they put one foot on the sea, one foot on the earth. My God, and Magog. So he attacks. He said, hey man, there ain't no wait no more. He says, time ain't no more, let's go do it now. That's what it's saying. See? Because America's confused. They went for Israel, and evangelicals talking about that stuff and everything else. Right? Amen. Jesus better come back in a minute. So it's on pause, slight pause. Right? America, you're pregnant. They ain't in the labor yet. And as soon, he'll tell you, and that's because as soon as you in the labor room, the baby was born. See, because he attacks right there. And that's what said, flee. Because then what? Right? That's when you go towards the mountains, you go up there. They're coming down at you. That's what it's saying, brothers and sisters. That's about to happen any day now. See? Now, some of this could have been avoided if you listened to the best of the covenant 30 years ago. Or we say Sign of Jonah, because Sign of Jonah is during the war, you had still another chance. During the war, you still had another chance. Because that's Sign of Jonah. But that sign was given to them. That let them know. Right? See? Let them know. Right? That you come together. He says that's what they fear. You might come together, go to war against them, lead the country. So that's they watch every sign. But the point is the sign, right, came after the war started. It didn't come before. It came after the war started. Right? So they see, but the war's gonna start, so they're busy with the war now. But they see, because that sign was given to them, that you come together. Promise Caesar too. But you didn't flee then, because you didn't understand that sign. Because they distracted their war, they're attacking them, fighting over everything else. So you didn't see that sign because it's not affecting you yet. They haven't attacked you yet. So some of you out there helping them fight and everything else. That's part of it. They're going to have you, get you direct. They said, throw them into the river. I'm not doing that part of it. I'm trying to bring all this stuff into focus, brothers and sisters. Then what happens? Then Obama attacks. Bam. There's Africans that's here on visa, Haiti and all of them. They didn't go to the Holocaust. They attacked. Obama had them attack you and the devils. Attacking everybody. And that's when, for self-defense, you know you have no defense. You see him against you, the devil, everything. Black folks come together out of fear. Right? Because they're under the sense. Right? At that time, that's where national security threat goes out. Right? Because now you've been under attack. Not run by the devils. Right? How about the dragon too? Well, that's coming. Right? That comes after the war is over. And then that's when that's what makes me born today, because the black folks like in Watts and Newark and Philly and all those places where black folks all together, that's gonna be there to fit. That's where you can come together as a Hajj. Because if you're out there by yourself out in devil land, then you're gonna be devil shit, because you're gonna be on the menu. But they're gonna come together. That's knee bone connection, all that stuff. They're gonna come together in their respective cities, and then they're gonna move towards each other, but en masse as armies. That's the only protection. Hajj. They're gonna start achieving Hajj by working together. They'll be fighting with each other, arguing with each other, because they know they're under attack. And they're under attack, why? Because they're original people. So they're gonna bond together. That's gonna be the bond that's gonna make them force them together, gonna make them use their energy for unity. And we're using the energy for NFL, video games, because they got the energy for it now, but then they distracted because the devil's distracting us with all this bullshit, heads down, everything else. But now you're going to be focused, and you're going to have the energy for it, and you're going to apply the energy for unity, because there's strength in unity and protection. And they're going to come together, protect yourself, take your children, check your women, and we'll come together. You see? The different tribes and moving towards the center. You understand, brothers and sisters? I'm making this clear to you now. It's going to be a time of intense trouble, maximum trouble. That means if it's a time of unprecedented trouble, that means you got that unprecedented mind, you got unprecedented health, you got unprecedented knowledge, unprecedented wisdom to deal with unprecedented times. That's what an angel is. That's what 5 pillars are. Nobody told me the 5 pillars. I don't recall even mentioning when Elijah Muhammad was around. I don't think I never recall it, I even mentioned it. See? Oh, before I forget, I'm going to get distracted here. Let me see what I mentioned. Okay, I'll get to myself. I was talking about different tribes. I forgot to mention that. California's tribe unto itself. Now, if you go back and look at Black Panther's paper and look at Muhammad Speak newspaper from that time, they're almost the same. They don't go in the back on what they want, except they wanted a whole different. They wanted a piece of America. They took it to a different level, right? So in other words, what they were, that came out of Malcolm X stuff. The Black Panthers, they came out of the Native Islam. It's just a California perspective on it. That's all it was. The California perspective on the FOI. The Black Panthers was the California version of FOI. That's what it was. Move on. But anyway, you understand? So get back to saying they come together. Individual tribes. Because they ain't gonna be able to get together. They're gonna have to fight their way to the center. As we get that, remember, that's the time of unprecedented troubles. They start fighting right there. Suleiman's already been preaching all the world. He's already he's cast down the accused of our brethren. He's taking control of the NOI. Right? See? That's the sign of Jonah, but they missed it. But now they won't miss the sign of abomination desolation, because when you see that sign, right? Goodness, and they all come together. I hope you understand, brothers and sisters. I'm trying to be clear as possible. Right? That's what happens. And that's based on everything I see. We're talking about this happening in a very few days. And unless I'm messed up, right? That means you see, and now you got the advantage. You see this, because you see what I just told you right now? Our people have no idea of this, so they'll be totally confused. You probably half confused now, even though you've been telling me this, and they don't know anything about any of this. They have no idea. All of a sudden they're gonna know the economy went down, devil's attacking them, Africans, the bombers attacking them. So what the hell? They'll be in panic. See? And the only way to have is message of covenant, whatever covenant is given him, and those that have knowledge of this, that's if they have knowledge of them, they have correct knowledge, because they don't have time for your bullshit if you don't know what you're talking about, getting stuff all mixed up and twisted. That's why Suleiman have nobody talking about this, because he can't trust anybody, because it can't be no mistakes here, because you see how critical this is, how powerful it is, the timing. Be exactly right. I'm giving you the details. See? Because they won't go back and start looking at some of this stuff. And that's why I'm putting something. I'm trying to make it clear as possible, giving grasp, so they don't have to take a long time trying to figure it out. So, that's what I'm talking about. Son of Jonah, for what, a couple of weeks now? And today I said, I diverted a little bit, because I was going to talk about Armageddon countdown, right? Because that's what this is, countdown Armageddon. Because this will kick down Armageddon once that war breaks out and they attack us. Then that kicks in Armageddon. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. Hope you understand. No time for bullshit. That shows how critical this is. This critical period of time right now. Because it says they're actually trying, they're going to make a move. And if not, how they'll make this move, then we're dead. We'll be dead within a few days. How are they going to do it? They're still pushing that COVID thing. I see that. But, you know, that kind of backfire on them. Let me tell you a little thing about that, and then my little brown sisters. They developed this thing that it's called what do they call it? I forgot what they call it. I've got a term to use, right? They're developing this kind of stuff, right? I don't know why I can't remember that. At any rate, the problem was, it was supposed to get rid of us. COVID was designed to get rid of us. Right? Anyway, I can't think what it is. It was designed to get rid of us. The problem was, remember they developed in China, American industry, American financed this. Now, American financed a biological thing in China. Think about that one. And Fauci, he was one of the principals. Because they didn't want America to know about it, and China don't care about you. They want to get rid of you too. You understand? I forget the term they use, right? Anyway, they tested it, but the problem was they tested on demons. They tested on demons. It worked. But see, demons got the same physiology they have. Same limited biological, limited immune system, everything else they have. So they wiped them out. Yeah, it works. And then they loosed it, it was killing demons and them. They couldn't figure out what's going on. So they figured out, oh man, we tested on our people. Because it didn't affect Africa. Africa was virtually untouched by it. It wasn't affecting Haiti. They had to kill the president over there because he refused to even take the vaccine over there. Because it wasn't affecting them. And I never took no vaccine to go close to it. I had a little touch of something. Wouldn't hospitalize anything. It wasn't killing original black people unless it was totally compromised. It was killing demons. Kill out Farrakhan demons and things. So they got to go back and redo it. So maybe that's made it figure out the mistake. Maybe they made the adjustments, and maybe that's what most. Because all of a sudden they're talking about COVID again. COVID shots. Pushing it real hard. So maybe they made that correct the error, and now they say, okay, now let's put it out there again. Make sure we get the job done. Because it was supposed to get rid of us. And instead it got rid of them. They tested on demons. Okay, but I'm going to let it go. Oh, I just had I turned that. Head turned right in my kept to my tongue. And anyway, anyway, let me close out, brothers and sisters. Get some help here. Yeah. Oh, well, that's something else. Keep thinking about the same. I can't think of the name, but I'll think of it afterwards. But anyway, that's the plan, brothers and sisters. And that's what it's saying right now. Right now, we're on the verge of, right, that's what it says. Just for the war. That's the story of Adam and Eve, right? Eat that fruit, and then they put sackcloth up, right? Cover themselves. That means just before the war. And it was Obama's serpent that told him, encouraged him to do it. So you got to put these things together, brothers and sisters. I know you don't see it, but you weren't supposed to see it. It says, put it in a way they wouldn't understand it. Subtle. I come as a snare. I keep telling you. They plan it from you. I'm sure the scripture says, they plan a secret. So all the nations, they plan a secret to get rid of you. Count them off being a nation. Not the Shia, because they could be matched from him. They may be with him now. He said when they go to war, he's going to be with him. That's what it says. So he got to introduce himself to him, whatever, right? But anyway, that's what it's telling you. And we had this right now. But Master Muhammad says, if those days were not shortened, it means he had to make it move before they do. It says none of us will be saved. It says no soul be left alive. They wipe us all out. Hang on, I'm let it go, brothers and sisters. Hope you understand. Suleiman Rahim here, out. Mission of the Covenant. Future news.